I'm reading from Answer to Job by C.G. Jung, paragraph 639. Some such process can be observed in the curious change which comes over Yahweh's behavior after the Job episode. There can be no doubt that he did not immediately become conscious of the moral defeat he had suffered at Job's hands. In his omniscience, of course, this fact had been known from all eternity, and it is not unthinkable that the knowledge of it unconsciously brought him into the position of dealing so harshly with Job in order that he himself should become conscious of something through this conflict and thus gain new insight. Satan, who, with good reason, later on received the name of Lucifer, knew how to make more frequent and better use of omniscience than did his father. It seems he was the only one among the sons of God who developed that much initiative. At all events, it was he who placed those unforeseen incidents in Yahweh's way, which omniscience knew to be necessary and indeed indispensable for the unfolding and completion of the divine drama. Among these, the case of Job was decisive, and it could only have happened thanks to Satan's initiative. Now, there is a footnote to this paragraph regarding the reference to Lucifer. In Christian tradition, too, there is a belief that God's intention to become man was known to the devil many centuries before, and this is why he instilled the Dionysus myth into the Greeks, so that they could say, when the joyful tidings reached them in reality, "So what? We knew all that long ago." When the conquistadors later discovered the crosses of the Mayas in Yucatan, the Spanish bishops used the same argument. Paragraph 640. The victory of the vanquished and oppressed is obvious. Job stands morally higher than Yahweh. In this respect, the creature has surpassed the Creator. As always, when an external event touches on some unconscious knowledge, this knowledge can reach consciousness. The event is recognized as a déjà vu, and one remembers a pre-existent knowledge about it. Something of the kind must have happened to Yahweh. Job's superiority cannot be shrugged off. Hence, a situation arises in which real reflection is needed. That is why Sophia steps in. She reinforces the much-needed self-reflection and thus makes possible Yahweh's decision to become man. It is a decision fraught with consequences. He raises himself above his earlier primitive level of consciousness by indirectly acknowledging that the man Job is morally superior to him, and that therefore he has to catch up and become human himself. Had he not taken this decision, he would have found himself in flagrant opposition to his omniscience. Yahweh must become man precisely because he has done man a wrong. He, the guardian of justice, knows that every wrong must be expiated, and wisdom knows that moral law is above even him. Because his creature has surpassed him, he must regenerate himself. Paragraph 641. As nothing can happen without a pre-existing pattern, not even creation ex nihilo, which must always resort to the treasure house of eternal images in the fabulous mind of the master workman, the choice of a model for the son who is now about to be begotten lies between Adam, to a limited extent, and Abel, to a much greater extent. Adam's limitation lies in the fact that even if he is the anthropos, he is chiefly a creature and a father. Abel's advantage is that he is the son well-pleasing to God, begotten and not directly created. One disadvantage has to be accepted. He met with an early death by violence, too early to leave behind him a widow and children, which ought really to be part of human fate if lived to the full. Abel is not the authentic archetype of the son well-pleasing to God. He is a copy, but the first of the kind to be met within the scriptures. The young dying God is also well known in the contemporary pagan religions, and so is the fratricide motif. We shall hardly be wrong in assuming that Abel's fate refers back to a metaphysical event which was played out between Satan and another son of God with a light nature and more devotion to his father. Egyptian tradition can give us information on this point. Horus and Seth. As we have said, the disadvantage prefigured in the Abel type can hardly be avoided because it is an integral part of the mythical son drama, as the numerous pagan variants of this motif show. The short, dramatic course of Abel's fate serves as an excellent paradigm for the life and death of a god become man.